Say there, friends. We are in what in the Christian tradition is referred to as Holy Week, right? This is the week of Jesus' return to Jerusalem on this past Sunday, Palm Sunday, and then his arrest and crucifixion at the end of this week, starting tomorrow on Good Friday, and the resulting resurrection on Easter Sunday morning. The historical person of Jesus did exist and was indeed one with God, but just as we all are. As it went for him, so it goes or can go for all of us too. Whether you believe Jesus' actual physical body came back to life and eventually ascended into the heavens is not the most important part of this story. What we all need to ask is, why is the Easter story important for us? What do we take away from this for ourselves, for our lives? Jesus' life represented what the human journey is for all of us if we say yes. And sometimes we choose this journey, and other times, often many of these times, we are pushed into this journey by life events, setbacks, and traumas. Franciscan priest, author, and teacher Richard Rohr will talk about our journey as falling upward. We learn to live more authentically because we're able to rise, or, if you will, resurrect from all that is false in us, seeing our setbacks as opportunities for growth. The Easter story is a framework of the human journey, which we at Metanoia Journey have come to see also as our spiritual journey. Jesus never said to worship me. He did say, follow me. He invited those that followed him to pick up their own cross and to carry it to their death. But does that mean physical death? No, not at all. But the death of the false self, what's not real in us, is also agonizing, right? The death which Jesus modeled is the death of the false self. It is the crucifixion of the ego. It is the end of what was never real. And out of that death rises what always was, the true self, the eternal self, the self which cannot be destroyed. And these true selves have no labels, no boundaries, nothing that separates us from God or each other. It is the self which is in Christ and which is Christ. It's our own Christ-like nature. In the Deutero-Pauline letter to the Colossians, chapter 3, the author referred to as Paul shared this: since you've been resurrected with Christ, set your heart on what pertains to higher realms. After all, you died, and now your life is hidden with Christ in God. And when Christ, who is your life, is revealed, you too will be revealed with Christ in glory. When we begin to have metanoia, when we begin to change our minds and our hearts through self-observation and beginning to see we were asleep, these false parts of our ego or personality begin to fade or die. Our false selves are crucified with Christ, and our true selves are also resurrected. Or to put it another way, they are revealed to us. In this revealing to ourselves, we set aside this old self and put on a new self. Paul refers to this putting on of a new self because we play an active role in this transformation, this resurrection, if you will, just like when we put on a piece of clothing. This resurrected or renewed self of ours is not a new creation, but one of that is formed anew in the image of God. It's learning to take off the old self, which was asleep to negative emotions and the influences of life that led us to these lives of separation and all of their natural consequences. This renewed true self is able to shine through with heartfelt compassion, first of all for ourselves, and then for others with kindness and humility, gentleness, and patience. We'll forgive more easily and bear the unpleasant manifestations of others, knowing that we too can be unpleasant at times, right? I know I sure can. We'll be able to lean into Christ's commandments to love your neighbor as yourself once we accept that we are one and the same. So as your Holy Week unfolds for you, consider your cross. Seek the death of your old self, your false self. A seed has to die as a seed to become what it truly is, what its true potential is. Same for us. As Jesus reminded his disciples in Luke 13:33, those who try to save their lives will lose them, and those who lose their lives will save them. During this Holy Week, may you feel your own resurrection and renewal in the image of our common Creator. and experience new lives for yourselves that feel full and meaningful and full of light. I wish you a happy Easter, friends.